I'm going to continue our reading of this very, very important JAMB novel, LEKKI Headmaster. You already know that you cannot escape this book. If you are writing JAMB, this is the recommended novel. Many people don't know. And what I've been doing for you in our channel, Noble Tutorials, is I've been reading this book for you so that even if you don't have this book, you don't have the time for this book, you can follow. I've been reading it for you chapter by chapter. This book is about 12 chapters. So we read it, we dedicated a video to chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, and all the chapters. What you are watching now is chapter 10. If you have not seen the other chapters, you let me know so that I can drop you the link so that you can start from chapter number 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, and you now watch up till you get to chapter number 10. Right? Also in this channel, I've been doing a series of expo questions. Questions I already exposed to you, the questions JAMB will ask from this book, LEKKI Headmaster. I don't want you to get into the exam hall and become confused. Remember that our target, what is our target again? Our target and what you are claiming is to make at least 300 in your JAMB. When others fail, all of you following Noble Tutorials will pass. You cannot fail. Nobody following this channel is permitted to fail JAMB this year, right? So let's move on. Chapter 10. The title is Passport Pain. So remember, at the end of this channel, at the end of this video, if you watch from now to the end, very end of this video, you will qualify to receive free JAMB past questions from me. You also qualify to receive free JAMB syllabus from me on the 4 subjects we'll be writing in JAMB. I will also tell you how you can get this book, LEKKI Headmaster, if you have not gotten it. I will also give you a PDF of all the JAMB CBT centers so that you don't make any mistake, right? So just watch from now to the end, this particular video. So passport pains, let's move on. Because Beppo had not been keen on relocating our blood. Who is Beppo? I will not talk about who Beppo is again. Go to the comment and tell me who is Beppo so that new people will also know who he is, right? He's a figure, a character in this book, the principle of Stardom School that we have been talking about since chapter 1. You can also say that he's the protagonist of the novel. He did not bother to renew his passport duly. Okay? The document expired 2 years earlier. Initially, he weighed the possibility of calling a contact at the immigration office in Lagos, Ikoyi. He wanted to put the staff on notice, but he did not do so in time. Then COVID-19 set in. This made renewal impossible. Even after the pandemic had lost its war against humanity, Beppo was not one of the first persons at the passport office. That means he did not go early. At a point, he developed a phobia for the renewal. Why? Having heard tales of new rules, hassles applicants were experiencing, and non-availability of the booklets. So he developed phobia because of the challenges, issues, hassles, bottlenecks involved in getting the booklet. I'm reading this for you so that you understand. By the first quarter of 2020, when Beppo realized he could no longer resist pressure to travel from his family, his wife and 2 children are in the UK, and they are the ones urging him to come over. Getting the passport renewed had become an emergency somewhat. Besides the anticipated stress at the immigration office, the japa syndrome had greatly swelled the number of heads turning up, because after the COVID-19, that shook the world, 2019, 2020, 2021, by 2022, a lot of persons from Nigeria and most other African nations were already struggling and ready to move abroad, right? So there was much number of people trying to relocate to Japa, to other parts of the world. There was a lot of people in the immigration office. One of such was to prepare an amount. Okay, the maddening rush at every passport office, especially in Lagos, scared people. So the number Since he could not afford to waste time or sleep on the veranda of some pot-bellied passport official out of desperation for a renewal, he had to explore other options. One of such was to prepare an amount larger than the normal fees, collude with an agent, or find an officer that could be bribed. He was told he could need up to 200 to 250,000 to have the passport renewed within a month or less. He could even have it in fewer days if he was ready to drop more cash. Another alternative was to travel to the immigration office in any of the neighboring states, such as Ogun, Oyo, Osun, or Kwara. In these places, there would be less crowd than in Ikoyi or Ikeja. You know, there is normally much crowd in Lagos. But if you could travel to neighboring smaller, other states that are not so populated like Lagos, he should be able to do it within a fewer number of days and fewer number of stress. Why? Because there will be fewer persons there. Beppo eventually settled for Ibadan, the Oyo state capital, where he found the contact of an agent that could hasten the process. The government, as well as the immigration leadership, had repeatedly announced that the process could be done online or manually without bribing anyone. The government was always saying that you could do your immigration, your passport papers, renewal online, but of course, it is not done like that. They say it, but in practice, that is not what is happening. So Beppo decided to go to Ibadan to do it, where he will find lesser number of persons and spend lesser time. Beppo spoke firstly with the agent on the phone. The man called Tai asked him to pay 100,000 naira for a 10-year renewal. That is 64 pages instead of the official 70. The push-up charge was to expedite action. The two major initial processes that included data capturing. After capturing, you could pay 20,000 to make the collection faster, Tai had explained. On a Tuesday afternoon, Beppo set out for Ibadan, hoping to keep an early Wednesday appointment at the immigration office. He planned to spend the night in the ancient city and be at the Agodi Gate passport office as early as 7 a.m., the time fixed by Tai. He decided he would not go in his car. It had been long since he traveled on the Lagos-Ibadan route. Besides, he was worried about security issues. Okay? He was worried about the security challenges. So he boarded a taxi, a 6-passenger Toyota Sienna car at the Ojota Park. Unlike days when people face heavy traffic on the popular road, the trip was entirely stress-free. This was especially the case between the infamous Ojota and Beja Kara stretch up to OPIC, where the road led to Isheri Estate, the headquarters of Channels Television. If you are in Lagos, Nigeria, and if you are even in another part of Nigeria, you must have used this particular Lagos-Ibadan Expressway. It's a very popular route here in Nigeria. Okay, the biggest surprise that awaited Beppo was that barely 15 minutes after, he and the other passengers would be touching down in Ibadan. Thanks to the nearly completed reconstruction the federal government was carrying out on the road. So the road used to be very bad. It used to take like 2 hours to arrive, but now you can be there in 1 hour or even slightly less than 1 hour. Okay, are you following? Now, his experience of the way, apart from filling stations, which has increased in number, he found that religious organization and school had also taken up a larger share of space on either side of the road. So he was not talking about the things he was seeing along the road as he was going. Remember that at the end of this video, if you watch till the end, you will qualify to get from me free JAMB past question. It is extremely important to read with past question. It is very, very, very crucial you study with past question. It is also extremely important that you study with your syllabus so that you read the topics that will come out. You cannot just read any kind of thing. You need to know where JAMB is coming from and hold them there. Focus your study. You don't have all the time in the world. You just have barely few weeks or just a few months to the commencement of the exam, right? So no beating about the bush. You need to get that syllabus from me. You need to get the past questions from me. So keep watching. Also, if you want me to help you to draft out a study timetable, a suitable timetable that will suit your schedule, you let me know. It's not free. You let me know so that I can help you to do that. Apart from filling stations, which had increased in number, he found that religious organizations and schools had taken up a larger share of space on either side of the road. So he found that many churches were their signboard and their building were all along the road, like the RCCJ, the Mountain of Fire, N.H.S, Christ Embassy, you know. So Deeper Life Bible Church. These were the churches that he passed along the way in the Lagos Ibadan road. Okay, so he also noticed that some businesses were also coming up. So he was concerned by the fact that more business organizations were also springing up along the route. When I give you this book, you might need to also read it again, or if there's anything I'm saying now that you don't understand, you can let me know. Remember that this is chapter 10. There are many other chapters. This book is about how many pages? It's a 12-page book, short novel, just 12 pages, 64 or about 60 something pages thereabout. So it's not that voluminous. That's why I'm reading it out for you, so that some people say they read and don't understand. I am reading it for you. Some people say they don't have time to read. I am reading it for you, and I'm also giving you expo questions on top for this on this book. Okay. Beppo observed that at the Ibadan end in Oyo State, some new business outfits were being developed, although the owners were yet to erect signboards. He noticed private universities springing up, including Dominion and the Oyo State government founded First Technical University, both at the Ibadan end. He also witnessed some changes in Ibadan Township too. At Challenge, a place called Challenge, for instance, he discovered that a defining roundabout was no more there. The area had been redesigned to ease traffic congestion. He loved the sight of the brown roofs. His eyes caught as soon as the Sienna descended the Molete overhead bridge. The sight became even more phenomenal as the vehicle reached the top of the hilly bridge after Bere. The scene reminded. By the way, have you been to Ibadan? If you have been to Ibadan, let me know. The scene reminded him of the legendary poet J.P. Clark and how he described the city, that is Ibadan, in a poem titled Ibadan. Look at it. Beppo saw go to record some of the lines. Then he asked Gogo, which answered him, Ibadan, running splash of rust and gold flung. Ibadan, running splash of rust and gold flung and scattered among 7 hills like broken china in the sun. This is a part of a poem written by J.P. Clark about the city. Such an evergreen and intense piece of art. He, however, felt worried that decades after Clark wrote the piece, the roof he alluded to remained obscenely brown. The building, mostly constructed with mud, could be seen at the Idi, Arele area, Oja Oba, Bere, and the Aremu zone, and many interior locations. While searching on Google for Clark's poem, his eye had also caught the title of a novel, Under the Brown Roasted Rose by Abimbola Adelakun. Beppo hoped to read it later. He remembered the innocent discourse some of his students expressed when they visited the University of Ibadan. You know, in the other chapter, I think chapter 8 or 9, I told you how Beppo always cherished taking his students on excursion, right? The student, he always taking them out on excursion. In fact, they have visited most places, many places. Watch that particular video that we did so that you become very, very conversant. Okay? By 6:40 a.m. the following day, he was already at the passport office in Agodi. He was already where? In the passport office in Agodi. That was the Ibadan miracle of commuting, never to be likened to Lagos. He was saying that Lagos is not like Ibadan, where there was a lot of traffic. If you've been to Lagos or if you reside in Lagos, you should know what I'm talking about. Lagos people and traffic na 5 and 6. No be so? Okay. At the immigration office, Beppo tried to enter the premises before phoning Tai. Who is Tai? Tai is the guy that he's working with to help him get the passport, his booklet, passport booklet, sharp. But security officials stopped him at the gate, asking what his mission was. So he wanted to enter, but the security told him to wait. Beppo explained that he had come to resolve passport matters and needed to see someone first. The officer suggested he put a call across to the concerned. Okay, but rather than ask Beppo to walk in, Tai directed him to an open space opposite the office, which harbored several business centers. Right? As it turned out, Tai was no immigration personnel and was not domiciled in the premises either. He was just an ordinary business center operator working in cohort with some immigration staff. While some could call the guy a consultant, others might brand him as a racketeer. I've taught you, one of the things I teach every member of YouTube Noble tutorials here on YouTube is, anytime you encounter a word, whether I am the one that said it while teaching you, or whether you encountered it in any other medium, maybe you are reading a novel, like when I will send you, if you get this book through me, this Lekki Headmaster, if you are reading it and you encounter any word or any concept that is strange to you, don't jump and pass. Some of you will just jump and pass. No, thou shalt not jump and pass. Go to a dictionary and find the meaning. You might have a dictionary in your laptop or in your phone. So just find the meaning. Go now and find the meaning for me of this word, the racketeer. R-A-C-K-E-T-E-E-R. Find the meaning and type it. Just write racketeer in capital letter in the comment and then write pom, then tell me the meaning. That is the first assignment I'm giving you in this chapter. Remember, at the end of this very video, you are already almost at the end. You will qualify to get Lekki I will give you 4 JAMB pass questions depending on your 4 subjects and also syllables. Also, if you want me to send you this book, I can send it to you, but it's not free. If you also want me to send you a list of all the approved CBT centers so that you will not be scammed, I can also send it to you. If you also want me to help you design a personal study timetable, I can also do that for you. Beppo made payment to Tai, who retrieved and filled in details of the old passport. He also verified Beppo's national identity number, NIN, so that there would not be any issues during data capturing. The result of the check did not give an all clear to the principal. He would still have to visit the NIN office to validate his number. Did you see that Beppo is referred to as a principal here? Why? Because he's the principal of Stardom School in Lekki in Lagos. Okay. After sending present list, Beppo collected necessary data from Tai and went to meet the official Tai worked with. After exchanging present list, the official took the document in for validation. 15 minutes later, he returned with the old passport and asked Beppo to return for data capturing in how many weeks? In 3 weeks' time. The applicant was happy. The exercise did not last up to 2 hours. Is that all for today? Beppo asked the personnel. Yes. The officer replied confidently. That is what you paid the extra amount for. If you had followed the normal channel, you would still be there with them. Okay, you are not saying that if he did not pay the bribe, he would have stayed there for a longer time. Beppo even gave them extra 2,000 to express his happiness while going. Okay, are you following? But Beppo had a nasty experience at the NIN office. This was despite the fact that he wanted, despite the fact that he wanted to, as the saying goes, to be nice to anyone that was prepared to help him. He was giving bribe, just as it happened at the immigration office. But network glitches were terrible. He had to wait 3 more weeks for validation, by which time he already risked missing his travel date. You see, in Nigeria, we face a lot of issues, things that we should get freely. Now, to get those materials, now that you have watched to the end, do 3 things. Number 1, what I'm giving you free are the 4 JAMB past questions you need. I will also be giving you 4 syllables that you need. To make that possible, you do need to do these things. Like this video, then share this video, click on share and share, then subscribe to our YouTube channel, Noble Tutorials. When you subscribe, come under the comment of this video and tell me I have subscribed. Comment I have subscribed, but remember the first assignment I gave you. So like, share and subscribe, then come under this video and tell me I have subscribed. If you want me to help you to draft a personal study timetable for you, let me know. It's not free. If you want to get this novel, Lekki Headmaster, let me know. It's not free. If you want me to give you also a list of all the CBT centers, also let me know. Do this immediately. Subscribe, like and share. I'm leaving a video for you on the screen. Click on it and watch immediately.